Hello, I'm Pavel, and here I will demonstrate you a way how to cover your electron microscopy grids with a thin layer of homemade carbon. This trick I learned from Paula de Fonseca when I was working in her lab, and she could at once cover up to 12 grids. I use this trick daily to cover all grids with carbon I'm working with, if I'm using the carbon-coated grids. And the thickness of our carbon is about 1 nanometer. And such thickness allows us to improve the contrast of our images, as it allows to decrease the noise compared with the standard commercially available quantifoil 2 nanometer carbon grids. Okay, so what do we need? We need acetone, we need tweezers, we need actually two sets of tweezers. One tweezers which we would operate with the grids, and another tweezers we'll use for pulling the paper. Now we need to cut a stripe of paper, approximately this size, which we will put into the water. Okay, it's better to use the gloves now. So now we need to bend it. It doesn't really matter how, as long as it fits here. And these tweezers I'll be using for pushing the carbon, and these tweezers I will be using for pulling the paper, like this. And everything will be happening simultaneously. So what we need now to fill the water, usually the more the better. But you might be having issues with too much water and then it's floating, and then it's important to have some napkins around just in case. Yeah, like this. I want to take a few grids which we are incubating now in acetone, and I'll just take like 2. I dip it into acetone, then I put it into the water. Same goes for another one. Okay, the shiny side goes down. Now we need to arrange them nicely next to each other. We need to use acetone to be able to manipulate with the grids in the bottom. It makes the process much easier. Okay, what I do now, I take carbon. I have sharp scissors. Carbon is on mica, and I take tweezers which are dry. And I carefully cut a small piece of carbon which would cover these 2 grids. It's important to cover it, to cut it carefully so that it doesn't jump away. And now this side is a freshly cut side, and I put this freshly cut side into the water, this direction, with a 45 degrees angle. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but now it's floating, and I'm doing both things at the same time. As I said, I will be doing pushing and pulling. Okay, I have an issue with the amount of water right now. So now we have 2 grids covered. In principle, we can have more than 2. I can do like 6 at the same time. And then we can leave it on a petri dish or somewhere where it would dry for another 10 minutes. We're done.
Thank you.
I hope that you will find this approach useful, fast and efficient. I will share all the information about the details about the equipment I'm using in the description below. I wish you a successful electron microscopy and thank you for your attention.